Hey y'all, what's up? This your girl Nicole, and I'm back with another podcast episode, y'all. Now today we're gonna really get into it because we're gonna get into it. This podcast is gonna be a little different because I am talking about the things I'm battling with, right? Well, I thought I was battling with, but God is constantly sending confirmation after confirmation. And it's like when you start seeing it from a different view and you start seeing things happen in your life, like you may dream about somebody and then you wake up and they're literally in front of you, or you might have, like, it's the confirmations for me. And for so long I was looking for verification, or I wanted people to see me, and God was like, as long as I see you, what you worried about who see you for? The longer you worry about who is seeing you, the longer you're going to go unseen. Like, if that makes sense. In other words, what it's saying is go with the flow of your life. Do what I've called you to do and stand in that and just that. And when it's time for me to pull the cover back for the world to see you, for your family to see you, for your friends to see you, you will. I will do just that. I will pull that cover back. But it's like we be looking for verification and confirmations in so many other people, places, and things, y'all. I know I did. I know I was stuck on that mindset of looking for verification from other people around me. Here's the thing. How could I know what love was if I wasn't loving myself properly? How could I know the magnitude of really fully trusting someone when I didn't fully trust my own self, my own emotions, my own thoughts? Now, I know somebody's saying, well, how you don't trust your own thoughts? Because the mind is so easy to manipulate. The brain is so powerful. The brain is so powerful. And if nobody breaks down how powerful the brain is to you, you will always think that, how some people be like, oh, you're not smart, you're not this, you're not that. Let me tell you something. The brain can do more than you think it can. And the brain is like a muscle. If you work it, the stronger it becomes. The more you learn, the more you think, the more you evolve, the more you grow, the more your mind grows. The more intelligent you become. In high school, I made C's and D's. Not always. I'll make my B's, my C's, my A's here and there. But I wasn't really like working my brain then. Then I began, once I got out of school, I started doing different crafts, like drawing on canvases, doing makeup, different things. And I was working my brain. Anything that you do with your hands, you're working your brain. You're learning. The more you create, the more your mind grows. And I think that's how I began to build my brain. It's because I was looking for so many outlets. I would cook. I would just think and put food together and like, let me try this, let me try that. Then it became a habit of cooking every single day. Something would go wrong with my kids, so I'm researching what's going on with my kid's body. Something would go on with my body, so I'm researching. I'm learning and I'm pouring into myself every single day. Nobody told me that I'm working my brain. So when I enrolled in school in 2019, I graduated high school in 2007. I've went to LSUE. I've attended LSUE. I've attended Northwestern, where I maintained good grades. You get what I'm saying? Like, I went to multiple colleges after that. I went to a community college twice. I went back to LSUE for something different. So in all these years, I was chasing education, but I wasn't chasing my purpose. Stay with me. We're going somewhere. But even though I wasn't working and operating in my purpose, I was still learning. I was still growing. I was still teaching myself. I was picking up different traits that I didn't know that I had. I was picking up different things. I was getting more into, I was working my brain more. I'm doing homework with my kids. I'm actually working my brain. I'm thinking, I'm researching, I'm learning. And that's what is so important, and I think a lot of us need to know. Where you were 10 years ago mentally, you're not there if you're working your brain correctly. Don't let nobody pull you back, not even a year ago, to who you were. Not even a day ago to who they told you were. Because every day that you learn and you grow and you try something different, you are building your brain. You're strengthening your mind. Now, by the time I got to school at Blue Cliff, where I graduated with aesthetics in 2019, y'all, I maintained a 4.0. I made hundreds on my test. I made 1C on a test. That whole 6 months of study. When I took my state board, I passed with 100. New mind. New mind. New mindset. I was learning. I was working my brain. And then I was finding myself forgetting little things. And I was like, why am I forgetting so much? And I had to learn. Your brain is a muscle. You know how sometimes when you're working out, your muscles will get sore? It's the same thing with your brain. You got to be careful of what you're putting in your brain. You have to, it's the same way now. So now when I'm watching certain things, I got to be mindful of how much I watch, what I'm taking in, because it's building my brain. I can watch a movie and it's like this person being down on themselves and hard on themselves, and then the next thing you know, I'm being down on myself and I'm being hard on myself, because that's what I have taught the brain. That's what we have sat and watched for 30 minutes. So now I'm more into reading. I'm more into writing, and I'm more into thinking of new ideas and finding ways to keep my brain building in a positive way. I made this episode because I want others to understand how strong the mind is. If you say you will never find love, you won't. If you say you will never be happy, you won't. If you say that you're broke or you're poor, you are. But if you say that you're smart and that you're growing and that you're intelligent and that you're wealthy and that you believe in yourself, you will. You will become all those things. And it doesn't happen overnight. That's the thing. But we have to learn to love ourselves enough to encourage ourselves every day. Even when it's not looking good. There's days where I look at myself and I feel down. It's like I have to tell myself, you're so beautiful. Inside and out. You hold a light source like no other. You are strong. You were created unique for a reason. Everything that's different about you makes you you. Love it. Embrace it. Stand in it. Stand up in it. You have to stand up in it. You have to know that you are stronger than you think you are. If you keep holding on to the pain of yesterday, the day before yesterday, a year ago, 10 years ago, 5 years ago, then you are holding up space in your brain for you to grow, for you to elevate, for you to become better. See, when you hear people say the rebirth or the spiritual rebirth, it is not a physical thing. It is a spiritual battle. It is you finally realizing who you are and who you were called to be. For so long, I struggled with it because I wanted to be in the lane of everyone else, forgetting God created a lane just for me. I could talk about God because I'm building a relationship with Him. But I know that there's somebody out there that needs to know you are everything that you're dreaming about. God didn't make a mistake when He created you. We are the ones who think He made a mistake. Us. We look at the physical form of us and we think God has made a mistake. We made the mistake when we didn't embrace who we are. That first time we start doubting ourselves and looking at ourselves as if we're not enough, we have just then made the mistake of tearing our own self down. So now that we've ripped away a piece of who we are, now we got to let something else fill that gap. But when you learn to love you for who you are created to be, for your purpose, when you accept your flaws, when you start to check your own mental state, like when your mind is telling you you're not enough and you're quick to tell your mind, no, I'm that and then some. You're that and then some. I had to start praying for wisdom. I had to start praying for wisdom. And here's why. I understood that my mind was beating me out my spot. Yeah. I can pray for money. Well, for what? Because with wisdom comes great things. Money couldn't buy that. But that's our mind. I'm telling you. Your mind will make you think that you need something in the physical form. But when you learn how powerful the mind is, you will learn that you really need to be in the spiritual form to pull anything you want into the physical form. If you have a business or a goal or a dream that you're imagining and you're thinking about day in and day out, you can pull that from the mental thought in the spiritual realm to the physical. Why? Because that's your purpose. That's your dreams. That's your goal sitting out there. But will you make room for it? Will you make room for it? Are you willing to let go of your pride? Are you willing to let go of your ego? Are you willing to let go of, friends, family, places, things? Are you willing to beat your mind out every single time it tries to come in? Are you? We have to be. Because it's ours. Yeah, that dream that you keep having, God set that in your mind just for you. Now, will your spirit be bigger than your flesh? Or will you let your flesh control everything? Your mind is where it starts at. Your mind. Stop allowing your mind and fear to beat you out of your spot. Because that alone, that mindset, that fear, that is simply your flesh. See, your spirit fights for you. But the flesh, I have you thinking that you can't accomplish something that's already yours. If you're seeing something constantly in a dream, that means it is already tangible in the spirit realm. You have already experienced it. But your flesh will have you thinking it's not possible. Who are you? Why? What makes you think you could own a multi-million-dollar company? What makes you think that you can have over 200 million followers? What makes you think you're worthy of this big house and these nice cars if that's what you want? What makes you think that you're worthy to be God's favorite? Why not? Why not me? God wants us to have life and have it abundantly, but we have to have it through Him. And how do we have it through Him? It's to be in the spirit, mentally, physically, and emotionally. Because your flesh is going to tell you you're weak. Your flesh is going to tell you don't deserve something. But your spirit, your spirit a fighter. The spirit be ready for whatever. The spirit was that thing that came through every single time you felt like you couldn't make it. And it was just that nudge that told you, get up. Get up. We all done been there where we're emotionally knocked down. And then it's just something within us that says, get up. It's all right. It's going to be okay. I know a lot of us done pulled our own self out of, a dark place. It's that spirit that God blew in us that made us a fighter. Train the mind to be just as strong as the spirit. And then you become unstoppable. Forget about the flesh. We're human, so there's going to be moments that we have to be in the flesh, of course. But the spirit must dwell there forever and ever, which means the flesh got to sit down. That fear got to sit down. That self-doubt got to sit down. That insecurity's got to sit down. That spirit got to stand up. Yeah, stand up. How that video say, y'all be weak in the knees. Stand up. Say that to myself. We got this. Okay? As the rain falls down, right now, it's washing away all the brokenness, all the emptiness, all of the self-doubt. You know how we're hard on ourselves? Yeah, it's washing that away. It's time for a new slate. And it starts with us. So encourage yourself. Motivate yourself. Push yourself. God didn't bring you this far to leave you. And He didn't give you that vision for you to sleep on it. This your girl Nicole. I love y'all so much. I'm telling y'all nothing but love, light, and positive energy. But like I said, control the mind. Control your mind. Yeah, you bigger than that. You bigger than that. Yeah, stand on it. I love y'all so much. Y'all have a great day. I'm out. Peace.